Well, I don't even know when I started with you, Barry. I think it was in April, maybe early April. And went through all the modules, did all that stuff, did bye-bye blind spots. And, I was moving in the right direction, but I'm definitely a person that wants to get to the end, a doer and checklist. I'm a checklister person.
Right.
I want to do check boxes. And so, but was just really doing a lot of growth and writing my mission and my empowering statement and doing the vision board. I mean, that was really powerful for me to see what I really wanted and to finally be honest with myself, I think, because I've always just gone, oh, well, yeah, I'm expecting too much. I can't really expect them to want to go to church with me. That's not a big deal. They've got all these other good traits. And so I would settle. But going into this one, going into it this time, I was like, nope, I'm going to stay true. And went out for coffee with a couple and things just didn't stick. And so I was like, okay, Barry, what's the deal here? What's wrong? And she's like, send me what you've got out there. So I sent her my profile and she's like, where's the rest of it? And I'm like, what do you mean the rest of it? And so I had kind of made the whole profile that she suggests we write shorter and put it out there, and nothing was happening. And well, I should say, I mean, not what I was hoping was happening.
Right.
And then I put it out there, and the realization is part of my empowering statement is that I want to feel seen and safe. And her comment to me was, you're hiding. And I'm like, I think I am, because I'm still not, I was still like, am I worthy? Not, I wouldn't even say worthy, but like, there's what will someone think about what I really want and who they are? And she's like, well, don't you want them to want that? And I'm like, you're right. So lo and behold, I think that was a Friday, maybe it was Thursday after this call. And so maybe it was a Friday I put up the whole profile and liked a couple different guys and sent them emails and stuff. And then this David pinged back and said, oh my gosh, your profile, you're so well spoken. I'm so impressed. I am just like, wow. And he started asking a bunch of questions. And I'm like, wow, you ask a lot of questions. He said, sorry, I'm just curious. I'm like, why don't we just talk? So we ended up talking Saturday night for over an hour, and then ended up having coffee the next day for 2 hours. And there was an instant connection right away from the get-go with us. And then the following Saturday, we went out to dinner, and it was about a 5-hour dinner. And it'll be 6 weeks on Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. And tell them what it's like what it's like to be with him.
I actually shared my vision with him the other day. My vision board and my empowering statement with him. And he was pretty touched that I would share it with him. And I also shared with him my whole, I've got one that's just like my relationship vision board. And then I've got a bigger vision board for my whole life. And so I shared those with him, and he's just, it's going to sound stupid, he loves everything about me. I mean, he just does. He's just like, you're amazing. And you complimentary all the time, affectionate all the time, kind all the time, always opens the door for me, always super encouraging, remembers everything. He just said to me, he asked me the other day how I remembered about your client meeting. He goes, well, you told me about it, so it was important to you, so thus it became important to me. So I'm going to ask you about it. And I'm like, okay. I'm just like, yeah, I mean, just like so on the same page with so many things. And so church was a big thing. I wanted to share going to church with someone, not only that they were just Christian, but that we shared worship together and that we could pray together and things. And he went to church with me one day, and then we've been going every week, every day, every Sunday since. And so, yes, he's super duper nice. So the thing that I'm been really asking him is that I don't want you to do things just because I want to do them. I want to know that that you want to do them as well, right?
Right.
And there's a compromise and everything, but I just don't want him to go, oh, I'm just going to do this even though I don't like it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so he had made, goes, okay, the first time I went was definitely for you. He goes, the second time I went, it was for me and it's for
Oh,
us. And he said it's really important to him and he knows how important it is to me and he's totally fine. Even got him on the pickleball court and he loved it.
so that's really what it looks like. You know, it's like you're sharing values, you're sharing vision. And I would imagine that, you know, in your time together, you talk about like the future, huh?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
we were just actually sitting out here and having lunch and he's like, he goes, do we talk too much about us? We talk about us a lot. Like, yeah, we do. But it's just, then we just both really want to understand each other and kind of like, okay, it's okay for you to tell me, you know, I'd rather not do that, or I prefer to do this, or whatever, you know, just that. But he's all about honesty and clarity and just being open and honest. And I
Oh,
don't know, we've shared a lot of tears, which to me is just shows me the vulnerability. He keeps saying to me, I think I tell you too much. I share too much. And I'm like, no, you
no.
don't. No, you don't. And so, yeah, feeling safe with each other is, it like just opens up a whole different level of the relationship that he can share. Because so many of the other men I've dated have been guarded and totally unemotionally guarded and not willing to share who they are. And he is completely the opposite.
So
And
you see, because you were guarded and because of your past and because of your own stuff, right? You attracted men who were guarded. But then
yeah,
once you really opened up to vulnerability and clarity and standing in your value, look how the universe responds in kind.
I know it's been crazy,
Oh,
absolutely crazy. He keeps looking at me and shaking his head, and he's like, is this really happening? And so he's as dumbfounded as I am. That just, it's like, it's just crazy that it
oh,
feels this good and this easy. I mean, everything feels easy. And I was at his house and we were cooking stuff, and he comes back after taking out the garbage. He's like, sitting there thinking, she's just like moving around my kitchen and helping me cook, and we're making stuff together, and just like it's her place. And I'm like, and what did you think of that? And he's like, I loved it. I'm like, okay.
oh,
So it's just, it's pretty cool. And
that is
my kids like them too, so that's good.
that was my next question. Because
Yeah.
when they see you happy,
Mhm.
then they'll be happy because they'll be part of it.
Well, and he's a great role model for my son too. My son's already noticed what a gentleman he is and how he treats me. And so that's pretty cool because he didn't see his dad always treating me that way.
That's right.
So for him to see somebody treating me like that, I think is really good for him to see.
That's amazing. How old is your son, Kathy?
22.
Oh, yeah, a lot of people have kids around that age. So
Yeah,
that is really sweet. Yeah, it's like breaking a generational pattern. When he sees it, it'll totally, you know, make and have an impact on him. And then they don't worry and then they see things differently.
right.
Oh, I
Yep.
love that. It's so
Oh,
exciting. So this is what we say. So you actually joined on March 8th.
oh my, it was March. Okay, so it was a month
March,
later than I thought. Okay.
April, May, June. So when I tell when I tell people, absolutely, it could totally happen.
It was
Right.
April 23rd we had our first conversation.
There you go.
So March, yeah, what was that, 6 weeks then?
Uh-huh.
Pretty
Yeah,
close.
that's right.
Crazy.
Crazy. So that is why when we stand in a vision and we get ready for that vision and we do the work on all levels, you know, thought, speech, and action,
Yep.
then yeah, again. That's exciting. Great.
Yes.
You remind me of Nita because when she talks about her guy, it was like very similar.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's exciting. And I had to fight for you.
I know you did many times. You had to knock me upside the head a few times. I know. I know.
Yeah.
And you're good at seeing what we need to hear and what we need to adjust. And our blind spots, that's a perfect term for it, is our blind spots. We get in the way of ourselves.
That's right. And when women say, or even men, they say, I don't think what I want is out there, or all men are narcissists. It's like, I'm like, no,
No.
no, 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 it's not true. Well, where are they? I'm like, well, come on this journey. They're on the other side of your blind spots. They're on the other side of your, your fears.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So
Well, thanks for letting me share.
yeah, no, thank you. Thank you for inspiring everyone. And yeah, so it's sweet. Once it's I believe I see it all the time. When it's right, it flows. Just how it
I
works.
I do have to say that. And yeah. And even the first time we were meeting for coffee, we're gonna meet someplace else. And I was like, oh, it just didn't feel right. And I'm like, okay, be true to yourself, Kathy, and trust your gut. It's always
Yeah.
right. And I'm like, so I text him, I'm like, hey, can we meet at this coffee shop instead of meeting at the curling club? And he's like, sure, no problem. And it's like, okay, I just, I totally trusting my gut and just kind of going with it.
That's right. And that's true. So what you see is truly what you get, right? A man who cares and who listens. And so the relationship really does begin with that first coffee date. You stated a preference, you were true to yourself, and he's like, okay, sure.
Yep.
You want, right. And that's what you're going to see. And you know what? When it comes to, it really isn't about compromise, like you always have to compromise. I don't think so. I think it's more about, you know, you want for the other person. And if something's important to you, then he's good because he wants you happy. And if something's more important to him, then you do it because you want him happy.
Right. Yeah. And
Right.
he's been thrilled. I've been going to the stuff that he likes to do and meeting his friends too. And he's just like, I can't believe you went to that with me. And I'm so happy that you'll go. I mean, he's just like beside himself that I'll go sharing these things with him. So
Amazing.
it's pretty cool.
That is so cool. Yeah, I'll have to share. I forgot where you sent me pictures. Did you email pictures?
I think I probably texted you one.
Oh, okay. Okay, perfect. All
I
right.
can bring one up while you talk to somebody else if you want.
Yeah. Let's show pictures.
I'll see if I can find one. You can keep going with the next.
Yeah. All right, perfect. So we're really exciting. We're thoroughly excited for you. And what's interesting is Lori's here and she met someone. It's very early, very, very early, even before she got to dating camp. So we'll see what happens there. But I hope that everyone is like excited and inspired, knowing that you don't have to worry. You just have to do your thing. And I'm here to have your back. Oh, here we
There's
Oh,
Mr. David.
oh, what a sweetie. He's like a teddy bear.
Yep.
Oh,
He's just
Very
the right
cute.
size.
yeah,
Very authentic.
yes, definitely.
Very genuine.
That is the sweetest picture.
It
And
is.
I'm always embarrassed to show it because I look terrible because I had a huge sun hat on and we were on a boat and everything and I have a
No.
goofy sweatshirt on, but he looks so damn cute in it that I have to show it because it's really good at
You're
him.
glowing. What are you talking about, terrible? You are glowing in that picture. Like your smile and your eyes say it all. It
Oh,
says
you
it all.
are funny. You are
Oh.
funny. Thank you very much. It's pretty darn sweet.
Kathy, how many years were you married?
14,
Mm-hmm.
then divorced for about 11, 10, 11.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we have people that are married 25 years or 20 years. I'm like, it doesn't matter. It's really about being ready. That is totally sweet. Oh, thank you so much for sharing with us.
Oh, thank you. It's very fun. So I hope I inspire those of you that are on the journey because I I believed I would get there, but when it does happen, you think, is this really happening? And is this stuff really working? And it does.